we live? Well, yesterday the live stream took forever to start, so here we go. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. There are some insane glitches in YouTube, at least having on my channel, so I just don't know what to believe at this point. But we've got a lot of news. We're going to go through it, and we're just going to power through it. There's a ton of it. But let me ask you this. Do you feel like you are on the edge, like you're just waiting for the shoe to drop now? It seems like there is such a barrage of bad information. The reality has smacked so many people in the face. I want to do a bunch of stories. I may do them later on what's going on with COVID. But I found some economic indicators that are really important to mention and talk about, okay? So we're going to use some news stories to go through that. So the first one, being out of the U.S. Sun, it says major car dealership files for bankruptcy and abruptly closes all of its locations, laying off hundreds of workers. I believe this is going to be the story of 2020, the end of 2023, 2024, where it's too much. The flooring costs for these vehicles, they can't sell the vehicles, or they can't get the right vehicles in, and the flooring costs, the cost to finance these vehicles and sit on these lots are so expensive that the dealerships just have to claim bankruptcy and walk away. I think it's going to be a big deal. As a matter of fact, later today, I've got a video with a auto broker that is going to share some pretty insane revelations of what's happening in the market right now. So keep an eye on that. Also, the pre-filming discount for the Auto Trader Pro course is there. It's 81% off. And I have a new video coming up tonight. So everybody that owns that course, there's going to be a new video up tonight. So might as well just wait till tomorrow to come look at it. All right. It says here, the company cited unprecedented changes in the used car sales industry as the motivating factor behind the decision to close. A message on the company's website explains that management is winding down operations and thanked customers for their years of patronage. Many former employees told Fox local affiliate WOFL that they received notice of their termination directly after a large company meeting on Wednesday. The company boasted 5 locations across Florida with over 500 vehicles available. Some frustrated customers were forced to leave empty-handed after receiving the news of the sudden closure. If any of you work for auto dealers, please let us know down in the comments what's going on at your local dealership. Carlos Lopez was among those impacted. He had traveled from Tampa to Orlando hoping to purchase a car when he heard that okay, I'm not making that up. It's really done twice. Would no longer be a possibility. Jeez, oh Ninja, are you stuttering? Wake up! I just woke up. I'm joking. A salesman. I've woken up late twice the last 2 days, and it's ticking me off. Actually, I have no reason. I have no idea why. My body's my body's going. Just slow down, Ninja. Just slow down. You're not the dojo. The salesman that I was meeting with, he said, called me and told me, hey, I have bad news. The company just went out of business. We're all fired, and there's no way we could help you anymore. Well, that was nice. He got a phone call. You know, that's the point, though, that these things happen. It's like slowly, and suddenly. And I believe you're going to see suddenly smack us all in the face October 1st. It's going to be really, really interesting. Also, I want to make a quick little note. Have you noticed that on October 4th, there's a nationwide cell phone drill? You know, the government's figured out some way that they're going to turn your cell phone on and do an emergency alert test, even if you have your cell phone off, if you got it buried, you know, in the backyard, if giving it to your dog to play with. It doesn't matter. It's going to go off. And it's interesting because they can reach out and touch everybody at once and instill fear. Now, this is a test. I do not believe that cell phones are going to go down. However, have you, please type 1 below. In the last week or so, 2 weeks, have you noticed some crazy glitches in the internet service or your cell phone service? I have personally seen that. I have seen this weird glitchy thing. That's why whatever is going on with YouTube right now, I'm like, all right, is that part of it? I have no clue. But something's happening, and I don't think that October 4th all your cell phones are going down. Personally, could there be an outage? Yeah. Would it affect everyone? No. Do I believe the world's coming to an end October 4th? No. Are there people on YouTube that believe that? Yes. Okay, but that's just not me. Just so I just want to see if you guys knew. See, some people are saying, yeah, straight up, my internet's not working. All right, here we go. Well, at least you're here now. Zero hedge. I'm going to do a barrage of different news stories, but they all are very important. U.S. confirms it seized nearly 1 million barrels of Iranian oil allegedly en route to China. Now, we're going to cite that they did something wrong. Yeah, they're going away from the dollar. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to push our way into a war with China and Russia. All right. There's some other stories that show even what's going on. I want to paint that full picture for what's going on with you for you. The U.S. is being pushed out of trades as far as the U.S. dollar is no longer being used in all of these deals between the worlds, between the countries. Seriously, Ninja, wait, stand by. This is just unprofessional. Oh yeah, the coffee went up another 20 cents, 22 cents today. Yeah, inflation's hitting us all. I hope you're ready for this. I'm going to try and get real serious. I can't get serious. Let me type 2 if you want the Ninja to be serious, because this is serious news. Type 3 if, it's all going to crap in a handbasket. We might as well have a little bit of fun. U.S. confirms it seized nearly 1 million barrels of oil. Now remember, our government is saying that it just stole another government's oil because we won't play by their games. We just won't play by them. You guys are voting 3, so let's get a little nutty. This is serious news, but it's pretty crazy when you think about how our world is formed, our economy is formed, right? It's actually pretty simple then when you got a screw loose and you look at things a little different than everyone else that's, educated in education camps. And you go, wait a minute, this isn't how you get rich. You don't go get a college degree and get a good job and get a retirement. You own things, you rent things, you lease things to people. This is weird. All right, here we go. It says here the Justice Department, which I don't think they stand for justice anymore. Sorry. Confirmed on September 8th that in April, the United States seized a shipment of crude oil from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. Wait a minute. Why isn't Iran shooting us yet? Why isn't? Oh, wait a minute. They're doing things behind the scenes. Copy. This was designated foreign terrorist organization. Well, wait a minute. Isn't that like what we do, though? We just like anyone that doesn't like us or we don't like them, we just say, you're a terrorist. Isn't that what we do now? I mean, like, there's those people in the country. You like guns? Terrorist. Guess what am I? Ooh. I just want an MP5. I'm not even joking. I just think that gun is cool. Heckler & Koch MP5. Put down below what your favorite is. All right. Sorry, let's get serious. U.S. seizes sanctioned oil. Unsealed court documents show that in April, the United States seized from the tanker Suez Rajan contraband cargo that was allegedly being sold by the IRGC to China. China, bad people. On April, just joking. I was like in third person, I was pretending to be the U.S. government. On April 19th, the vessel's owner pleaded guilty to conspiring to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act in smuggling sanctioned Iranian crude oil. Under a plea agreement, the company agreed to pay $2.4 million dollar fine. It's got to be dollars, and faced 3 years of corporate probation. All right, I don't even care to read this story anymore. I'm done with it now. Point being is that we're the bullies. We're the big bullies. We're trying to push China and Russia into a war. I know that China is going to move into Taiwan. Type 4 if you agree with that. The only question is when. It's almost like they're waiting for Russia and Ukraine, that narrative to run out where like everyone figures out, oh man, Ukraine's getting spanked right now and Russia's really kicking their butt. Well, of course they are. They're like a superpower. But Megyn Kelly and everybody on Fox and Friends, because that just sounds great, are trying to make it look like they're crushing it with all your tax dollars. All your tax dollars is buying more and more munitions to beat Russia into the ground. That little tiny country against that really big one, doesn't matter. We've got more tax dollars. How pissed off are you? Because I'm going to tell you what, I am straight up pissed off that my tax dollars are going to fund a proxy war because our government has been stealing and cheating and lying and thieving the entire world, and now it's coming out thanks to old Papa Moron's son, Hunter, with his laptop. Oh, yeah, we don't even have a 3-letter agency competent enough to be able to get that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just because they're bought and paid for, because the Democrats have got stuff on them. Oh, yeah, blackmail. Oh, yeah, it's hidden in Ukraine. It's in Ukraine. You know, that is a travesty. How many people, type 6 here, if you remember when Donald Trump was railing against that, I want to say it was like 2015. He goes, how is it even legal that the Democratic servers are sitting in Ukraine? That should be an act of war in and of itself, but it takes an act of war to go get them. Is that insane? Yeah, Ninja gets a little bit of coffee and goes straight to pissed off. This is insane. And if this doesn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. All right. Let's go to another story out of Zero Hedge. The oil, and this is a really important one because I've been talking about oil prices rising for a long time. And I said this next cycle is going to take us well over triple-digit oil price. This is going to be one of the catalysts that bring us into energy hyperinflation, along with food hyperinflation, because energy inflation spills over into, Jesus, excuse me. It's not like I'm drinking a bubbly water. What the heck? I go live and all of a sudden I got a burp. Awkward. Point being is this. Energy inflation spills over into food prices because of shipping and because it takes energy to make the food. You know, Orville Redenbacher doesn't like have wishful thoughts and make those popcorn kernels. It actually takes energy. So this is one reason why I think we're going to start to see this here pretty soon, especially in 2024. We're going to see energy hyperinflate. All right, so out of Zero Hedge, the oil market has not felt the full impact of Saudi Arabia's cuts yet. Now, we all know that Saudi Arabia is now our enemy. It's been made very clear. Joe Biden got in. You know, it's totally different under Trump. We were energy independent. We were pumping out our own oil, fracking. We were having a real fracking good time. And oil was cheap. And we had lots of it. And our strategic reserves are full. It's like we were being blessed. Pick the right dude. And then some libtards and a bunch of liars came in and put a weirdo in there. And so he sold us off to China. And why is it China? Because China knew they've already got Saudi Arabia in the bag. And so they go, all right, let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's pull in, let's pull Saudi Arabia down to the fold. So Saudi Arabia goes, oh, you're going to let that dude run your country? Really? Yeah, we're out. We're going to go to China. And then a year later, and this was after a 50 year now, this is the 50th year of a Shemitah cycle, which is the year of Jubilee, which is the forgiving of debts. It's not the kind you want to be forgiven, trust me. It's pretty much like bankruptcy, and America's going to go into it. And so Saudi Arabia, after 50 years, pulls out and says, yeah, we're with China. We're hitching our post to that country. They got a really cool wall over there. Hey, look at that. They got a wall. You guys can't even get yours fixed. We're out. And so they go over there, and Saudi Arabia's just chilling. Then a year later, they're like, hey, you remember us? Oh, yeah, we're still with China. We just want to make sure. We just want to tell you it's going to be for like a 50 years and beyond. They're really putting it to us. And then they come out and they go, hey, yeah, you know what? You know, that whole your moronic president said you're only buying oil from us. Let's make it expensive. And let's just turn down the volume. That's what they did. And Russia just did it too. And so the oil price hasn't exactly translated yet. Where are we at with oil? Is it like in the 90s yet? I don't even remember. I saw it this morning. I've already forgotten. I'm a squirrel. But we're in trouble, right? And markets aren't acting like that. People go to the store and they're like, hey, I'm going to go, a car shop, and I'm going to go get me a SUV because it looks sweet. I'm going to get some dubs, maybe some spinners. All right, what world am I in? Point being is that they're not buying things based off of the fact that Russia and Saudi Arabia have slowed down that oil spigot, and they're going, it's going to get bad here pretty soon. And there's certain reserves, which, by the way, our strategic reserves are at pretty record lows. And as oil keeps getting more expensive, it's going to cost a lot of money for old El Chapo Biden to put more oil in there. And I'm not talking about Biden himself. That dude's a puppy. He's got someone's hand up his tail. But I mean, telling him what to do. but perhaps it's Jill. I mean, she's a lot younger than him. They've been together since she was 14 years old. He said it, not me. So let's dive into this story, why don't we? The market, some bullet points. The market is yet to see the full impact of Saudi Arabia's production cuts, and oil prices could go far beyond 100 if its output remains low. Oh, you could bet your dollar it is. And then it says Saudi Arabia has pledged to extend its 1 million barrel per day production cut through December, a move that would tighten markets dramatically. This is while Russia appears to be falling short of its pledge to cut exports. Strong demand indicators suggest the market is set to tighten. Well, type 9 if you believe the oil market is going up. Type 10 if you just don't care. Because there's always that guy, the class clown, and he never really made it that far anyway. It said on Tuesday, Saudi Arabia said it would extend its 1 million barrels per day cut through December. Russia also extended its 300,000 barrel per day export cut until the end of 2023. Saudi Arabia could be able to single-handedly tighten the market in the fourth quarter, even without the help of other OPEC Plus producers, if it keeps exports levels as low as it did in August. And think about this. The Saudis slashed their crude and condensate exports in August by more than 1 million barrels per day compared to an average of over 2022, and by 1.6 million barrels per day compared to an average over the first half of 2023. So those are big numbers. That's a big cut. And then it goes into some other things. Russia. But that doesn't matter, right? If you ask the U.S., they just don't care about Russia. Man, we're going to get smacked. All right, check this out. This is a great story, and it shows the reality of the shift of the guard, the change of the guard, the splitting of two economies, both the West on one side. It's like an epic fight. I'm going to be Don King right now. In one corner, we have Europe, U.S., and that country, Canada, that's run by, not that I don't like Canada, but that one dude, Trudeau, is just a freak. And then on the other side, you've got Russia, China, Brazil, India, South America, South Africa, everybody, all of them on the other side, with all of their gold and oil standing by to kick the West's ass. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, you got this epic split. Well, here's proof. Now, the G18, you guys know what the G18 is? The group of 18, all these really cool, they're the cool kids on the block. Like, look at our GDP is bigger than everyone else's. We're like the 18th biggest. We're crushing it. But of course, let's try and get Ukraine in on this because of propaganda. They're really big, right? You got the G20, you got the G18, hopefully some of them are flying in their G6s, cruising up, talking about, hopefully you got Greta Thunberg shoved in the locker in the back, screaming about climate change. And they all like to meet up. They like to have fun, right? Hey, Evan J. Sorry, I'm a little nutty right now. Well, check this out. The recent meeting, neither China or Russia showed up. Now, what is that? That is a power move. That is, we're done. We don't care about you. And I guarantee you, France is like, what? Where are you going? Where are you going? Can I not come too? I want to be part of you. That's what's going on. You got Macron in the corner going, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I know exactly how big BRICS is. But it's interesting because France was the head of everything that was going to crap in 1971 too. 1970. They were like, the U.S. don't got the gold. The U.S. is printing money like crazy. We don't trust the U.S. and they're redeeming as much gold as they can. France is the reason why Nixon had to get up off his butt and do something, close the gold window. Temporarily, albeit. But my point being is, France saw that ahead of time too. And now France is like, hey, Eurozone, you guys are crazy. We're out. Drop their guns and run. And then they go running over to China and they're going, can we play too now? Can we? And this should be a sign to all of us. I need to do economic stand-up. I wouldn't make any money. Nobody would come and watch me, but hey. I can tell by the thumbs up you guys really aren't into it. Here we go. The G18. No China or Russia. Maybe it is the new math, but is it really the G20 when neither China or Russia show up? I'm not I'm not sure anyone really expected Russia to show up, because that international arrest warrant, which I'm pretty sure Russia doesn't care about, but that's okay. Leaving the borders of Russia is not the best thing that Putin could do. Um, Star Danda, thank you for the super chat. The fact that China did not attend is more interesting. What you think? I haven't seen an official statement as to why he did not attend. Probably eating borscht in Russia, hanging out with his new buddy. But I have read the reasons. Could conclude anything from solidarity with Putin to escalating tensions with the Himalayan border between China and India. Yeah, it's getting really interesting. It says, I don't know why I don't know how to pronounce. I always screw up his name. The president of China did not attend the G20, but it doesn't strike me as a good sign for global relations. The G18 or G20 issued a statement about the war in Ukraine. Go figure, because they're behind it, citing risks to the global economy, and included some climate initiatives. Well, of course, again, G6, Greta Thunberg, she's shoved in the cargo hold. I continue to argue that one way for China to extricate itself from its current economic weakness is to sell more of their own brands. I believe that China is really selling off U.S. Treasuries, T-bills, and things like that. This is crazy. Let's move on. All right, here we go. This one's at a Bankrate. Has something to do with the auto industry. It's very important. By the way, pre-filming discount, 81% off the Auto Trader Pro course. We just finished another lesson. I've got 2 more lessons to film today, so I got to leave soon. Auto loan, it's down below. Auto loan rejections reach all-time high, the Fed says. I want you to crush it in this next car apocalypse, because I'm going to. And I'm going to film it. And I've been buying and selling just about everything in life. I've not sold yachts or jets. That is any airplane. Jets sound so much cooler, unless you're talking about the football team. I've sold and bought just about everything, and I've done it through cycles, collectibles and vehicles and trailers and tractors and palm trees and everything. There is so many different ways to save money and be strategic on your next vehicle. There's so many different ways to make money through this. And you've got to take advantage of this crash. So that's why I made that course. Here we go. Out of Bankrate. Auto loan rejections reach all-time high. This is from the Fed. They say drivers get denied auto loans for a number of reasons, including a low credit score, application mistakes, or short credit history. No matter the reason, rejection can make getting behind the wheel of a vehicle challenging. I will stop right there and say that one of the reasons why people are going to be getting rejected is because they don't have the sheer size of the down payment, because the vehicles, as they're still inflated in price, banks are no longer loaning money on highly bubble territory vehicle prices. And so people are going to have to come in with more money, and people are broke. All right. They've ran through their stimulus money. By and large, most of America is now broke. Now we're going to see the opposite end of that spectrum, where the pendulum swings the other way, and it's not going to look good. But high interest rates and expensive vehicles have meant application rejections for a much larger number of drivers over the last year. Recent data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's survey of consumer expectations, Credit Access Survey, revealed an all-time high in rejections. 14.2% of surveyed applicants said they were denied an auto loan in the last 12 months. That number is climbing fast. I want to say it was 9% back in January, if my memory serves me right. This is the highest percentage of borrowers receiving an answer, no. They should come up with a stamp, no. Since the Fed started surveying in 2013. Says drivers are getting denied auto loans are not just those with bad credit or insufficient funds. Many have been impacted by economic conditions outside of their control. These factors have remained on drivers' minds since the onslaught of the new normal following the pandemic. Thank you, First Hawk, for the super chat. Well, why can't you take the course? Oh, I got some emails I got to answer. Some people had some glitches on the course. You got to use the Google Chrome browser. That fixes it every time. But I'll answer those emails in a second. Or there was an internet glitch like we were talking about earlier. Let's go into here. Wilbert van der Klaw. An economic research advisor at the New York Fed points to a number of factors that have influenced the increase in rejections: increased debt burden due to higher car prices and higher interest rates on auto loans. Each quarter, the New York Fed surveys consumers about their experiences applying for credit. In February, the rejection rate of auto loan applicants was 9.1%. I nailed it! 9.1% in January. Since then, it was increased by 5.1 percentage points, according to the Fed. So it's getting worse. All right, let's no joking. Everything's bad. Doom and gloom. It's all coming apart. I know it's coming apart. Then what are you going to do about it? I don't know. Take advantage of it? Crap. That's really what the internet doesn't want to hear. All right, from February to June, the Federal Reserve increased the benchmark rate 3 times. It's not worth reading the news anymore. Look, we are in the craziest time ever, and I'm pumped. I don't know about you. Type 11, because 11's louder than 10, if you are pumped to watch this thing come down. I'm not joking. And for the 1 or 2 people who are like, I just can't believe that you are getting excited about people losing their jobs. They're going to lose their jobs anyway. I'm just trying to tell everyone ahead of time to get ready, buy some food, save some money, do some inflation hedges, maybe gold, silver, Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. I barely made it through high school. Point being is I am ready to crush it. I learned way too many lessons, and I nailed some of them back in 2006 to 2012. I made a lot of money. I'm not kidding. I want to make more. And then to all the people who are like, well, the Bible says, the love of money. Okay, you got it. Money's the root of all evil. You got it wrong. It doesn't say it that way. And here's the thing. In the Bible, it talks about occupying the land. Well, how do you occupy? Hello, knock, knock. I'd like to lease your property. Can I rent your property? That's not occupying the land. Occupying the land is ownership. I don't want to be getting all biblical on you, but right now I'm telling you, Noah didn't rent the land. He owned it when he listened to God and he built that ark. And when everybody else is gone, you know what it said? When he stepped off that ark, it said Noah was the richest man. Yep. Guess what? He was the only man. He was the only one left. So hey, me and my family are here. Let's start it over again. Let's crush it. And yep, we got 2 giraffes, got 2 emus. What do you mean you forgot the unicorns? Crap. So that's the whole thing. We brought 2 dudes. 2 male unicorns. Great. That's not going to last very long. Anyway, point being, unicorns are in the Bible. We have to understand that if you are not doing something now to take advantage of this, you're going to be out. Thinking of a clean word. You're going to be out. And there's going to be nobody there to help you. Oh, wait, the government will. Oh, until they run out of money, because they're running out of it soon. You believe that, President-in-Chief? All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The 81% off link to the Auto Trader Pro class is out there. I can guarantee you this. After you're done with that class, you're going to save a whole lot more than $189 on your next car. And then flip cars and make money. All right, I'll see you guys later. The Economic Ninja is out.